You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Well, we're back. Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios, and we're brought to you by Extreme Exteriors. Let's hear now from the Community Associations Institute. This CAI Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219 for your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit caimn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at caimn.com and click on Membership.
So we have one more story to talk about in our last segment. Is that right, Gene?
Yes,
and
we
this
do.
comes out of Connecticut?
From Connecticut. And there's a legislator who is saying that he believes he has the answer to resolving disputes between condo owners and their associations.
I can only say thank heaven.
Yes. Well, folks, tell us what you think. If you think this gentleman has the answer. And this comes from an online service, news service. East Haven State Representative James Albus is confident that a bill he is co-sponsoring will bring an end to the horror stories he's heard about problems between condo owners and associations. The bill is House Bill 6620, called An Act Concerning Condominiums and Common Interest Ownership Communities. Now, the bill is created in response to a combination of factors, according to Albus. The main problem, as he sees it, is that there are a lot of issues between an individual owner and the association. He is including stories and allegations of rigging condo association elections and association members taking cash from annual dues and using it to benefit their own condominium. He said, we've heard all kinds of horror stories. To address this, Albus said the proposed bill mandates, among other things, a mediation process where there is when there's a dispute between an individual owner and the association. He said, I think mediation is important. And he said he thinks that would save and stave off a flood of foreclosures. The bill also stipulates property managers are now not allowed to enter into contracts where the contract says that the vendor or contractor can be held harmless for loss of damages that may occur resulting from that person's negligence or intentional acts. He also talks about a stipulation where insurance requirements are updated so that if you have a building where there's one sole unit owner, that unit owner is now responsible for insurance and not the association. And lastly, if any common expense is caused by the willful misconduct of a unit owner, charges may be applied now solely to that unit owner. He said, I think we've come up with something for that benefits everyone. He said, I just don't think we have enough teeth in it right now with what he'd like to see. Tony, what do you think?
So, well, I think the main thing in this article that's mentioned in this article that might actually help end some of the disputes between owners and associations is the mediation. He's saying that mediation is now required. And probably not all homeowner associations in Connecticut follow that practice. I mean, an awful lot of them do here. If there was a serious dispute between an owner and a board, you would have a mediator involved. or the offer of mediation.
Yeah. I agree. I think that when an association takes a look at mediation, arbitration, at other issues other than just going to court, I think that that's great. That's a way for them to be, I think, more responsible with their money, and also being able to seeing a response and a resolution much more quickly. I don't like to see any state step in, though, and say that that is going to be the mandatory course forevermore. They're saying that you have to take mediation before anything else.
Yeah.
To me, that's taking away one of our civil liberties, and that is the right of due process.
Well, okay, let's take, for example, one of the issues he raises. Association members taking cash from annual dues and using them to benefit their own condo. The association has to mediate with that owner who stole money from the association?
Well, here's a couple of things that I think of automatically. What someone saying what they consider stealing may not be stealing at all. First of all, if stealing had taken place,
yes,
you don't need mediation. Guess what? It's a criminal act.
There you go.
You tell the police, and the police come in and pick them up and charge them with stealing. So you don't need mediation for that.
Right.
What I think a homeowner refers to as someone stealing money to benefit their own home. Let's face it, a homeowner association tries to do a lot of work, a lot of different maintenance and repairs all around the buildings,
the property,
the property that they have, and they're not going to always be able to hit everybody equally. Sometimes the person down the street will get shrubs where someone else won't. I live in a townhome. This last year, we finally had a driveway that I share with my neighbor. We had that resurfaced. Oh, we were so glad that it took place. But we saw for 4 or 5 years previous work being done on other driveways where ours wasn't.
Sure.
You can't say as a homeowner, look, the homeowner association board, they're just helping their friends and helping them
but people
themselves.
Do make that accusation all the time. I have a story about that.
So that could be what's taking place here.
Katie Gilbertson and I went to visit a homeowner in an association because she had just made complaint after complaint after complaint that the board secretary, who lived right across the driveway from her, was getting everything done to her condo, her townhouse. She was on the board. Anything she wanted, it was getting done. She was getting solar lights. She was getting a new driveway. She was getting this and this and this. I mean, the woman just would not stop with these accusations. So Katie and I went to visit her face to face, and we were explaining to her, well, a lot of what's being done over there was at the owner's expense. The association doesn't pay for all these repairs, and some of the repairs were done throughout the community, and they have to be done on a schedule. Not everyone can be done at once. And she went on to and still said, I never get anything. It all is going to her. And as we were talking, I looked down at my feet at a brand new set of concrete steps leading up to her front door. And so I was able to say, ma'am, isn't this brand new? Didn't you just get this spring? And she had to allow that was true.
Well,
she wouldn't really give up the point.
Yeah. and so getting back to this whole area of mediation, the other thing,
it's not always appropriate.
No, mediation is a tool, and to me that makes as much sense to say to a carpenter, the tool that you have to use when you begin all jobs is a screwdriver. Well, if you need a hammer, it's not going to work. But this is what they're saying. They're saying, we'd like to have mediation work. Now, mediation only works if both parties are willing to compromise.
Good point.
That's part of mediation.
Good point.
In the case that we talked about earlier today, the homeowner association had to take someone to court over something. This was, I guess we talked about this before at a previous where you live. There was the story about one of our homeowner associations where someone made a change to a front door, and the association said we want to have that replaced because it doesn't fit in
to restore it
with everyone else's door. mediation wouldn't work because that homeowner would not go to mediation.
Sure.
But so you take what you have with due process. They went to small claims court, got a action from a judge who said it has to be replaced, and now you get somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that anybody can say that one size fits all.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Plus, some of these things that are being offered as suggestions, do they, Tony, have anything to do with ending disputes between an owner and the homeowner association? One was something that a resolution talking about property managers and what they can and can't do in entering into contracts with a vendor.
Yeah.
What does that have to do
with settling
dispute?
Disputes between owners and it doesn't seem to have a direct correlation.
Yeah. And then here's another one of those examples, too, where we're talking about one of the other stipulations in this bill says if any common expense is caused by the willful misconduct of a unit owner, the charges may be applied solely to that unit owner.
That's going to settle a dispute between the owner and the association? I don't know. Maybe.
No, I don't think that that's going to, first of all, yes. Is that going to answer a dispute? No, I think that's going to cause one.
Yeah,
because
probably.
soon as you say to someone, you are the cause of this and we're charging you.
Unless he just means now that we've clarified this, there can't be any dispute because the power's with the association here.
But really, I mean, does a state legislator need to take the time and effort to write a law that says, homeowner association, if someone does cause damage to the property, you can just charge them for it? Is this a new idea? I'm telling you, this has been...
You're saying this isn't cutting-edge legislation.
Not at all. This is something that homeowner associations have been doing ever since things have been formed.
Of course. Or if my neighbor came over to me in a single-family home neighborhood, came over to my property and damaged something, I think I could go after my neighbor for the cost of that damage, couldn't I?
Yes.
I don't think I needed whatever.
So it is a opportunity, it seems like, for a legislator to say, look, I fixed a problem. and they're very, and I know sometimes they really want to do that. Sometimes I think they're a little bit too quick to make a claim that the job is finished, or we've.
I wish there was more thought. I wish there was more research. That the legislators took on more information, took more effort and care to hear all sides of an issue before they start drafting legislation, and think about the practicalities. I think too often they just want to find something, get it in writing, so they can tell that one squeaky constituent, look, I'm trying to take care of your issue. Yeah.
Getting back, this whole thing is premised on the idea, he said, this bill was created, and this is his words now, he said, because the main problem is there are a lot of problems between homeowners and their associations, including allegations of rigging condo association elections and members taking cash from annual dues. Does anything here that we've talked about deal with the rigging of elections?
Didn't sound like it.
Absolutely nothing. It makes me want to take a step back and say, what's going on here? It reminds me of those old medicine bottles that you'd get back at the turn of the last century when people were hawking things and wanting to give you something for the ailments that you had. And they would just go through a long list, and they could be competing ailments, but you just went down that list until there it was, and it was done. Well, something that is done is our time today, folks. Thanks so much for listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. Please join us again next Sunday right here at 10 a.m. Have a great day.